want to talk to you a few minutes about what a model employee benefits lawyer should strive to be. We've talked about the model client, now we'll talk about the model lawyer. First of all, a lawyer who wants to emphasize employee benefits in his or her practice should certainly, number one, be interested in the well-being of the client. It can't just be about whether this is a high-dollar case or not. The attorney needs to be interested in the client and see that the client has value. Second, the lawyer must be interested in keeping the client informed. In our office, that is a very high priority. If you read reviews about our firm, one of the things that is stated many times is that the client is pleased that she was kept well informed throughout the case, or he was kept well informed at all times. That's important. We do that several ways. First of all, we have a task reminder system that automatically tells us every 30 to 45 days to provide the client an update, and that is regardless of whether the client has requested an update or not. We just do that. So if nothing happened, we will at least let you know that nothing has happened. Second, we encourage clients to use our texting system, which confidentially goes right to the client's file and thus alerts everybody on the team as to the fact that a client has a question or issue that has arisen about the case. Third, we also have a client portal that we encourage clients to use to share confidential documents and to allow confidential communications. We also have emails that we can exchange with clients, although we don't want you to include anything extremely confidential in an email. And then, of course, we have the telephone and face-to-face visits with clients. We have multiple ways to keep you informed. Third, a client wants an attorney who is a zealous advocate. Somebody who will have some fire in their belly and go after what needs to be accomplished. Not somebody who will just, when I get around to it, I'll take care of it. No, you need to have some drive. This is a very difficult and challenging area of the law, and you need to have a bit of drive and oomph to what you desire to accomplish for the client. 4, not only do you want to keep the client informed, but you want to tell the truth to the client. A lawyer who wants to do well in being an employee benefit advocate needs to tell the client the good, the bad, and the ugly about the client's case. You don't want to just tickle the ears of the client. The client needs to know the truth. Otherwise, expectations for the client can be misplaced. The client may misunderstand what the attorney is able to accomplish. Again, these are difficult type claims, and it is important to be realistic. 5, client wants a lawyer who is going to be diligent and thorough. A lawyer who will go through the claim record and look for instances and information and evidence that helps and supports the client. A lawyer who then will develop the case systematically. Not somebody who wants to just shoot from the hip and see what sticks, see what happens. No, you need to be very diligent and thorough. And then 6, you also need to be very determined. Now there is zeal, and that's very important to have in advocating for a client. But there is also determination, where if you know the truth of the matter, you're going to go after it. You have a very silent inner resolve where you're going to be determined to prevail in that matter for the client. You can't guarantee a win, but you can be determined. Then 7, you need to explain matters to a client in an understandable manner. It is very important in this area of law, employee benefit advocacy, that you have a grasp of all of the different terms, and then you can break them down and share them with clients. We pride ourselves in doing that. Yes, it sounds great if you can recite cases and recite legal terms and provide a boatload of intellectual information about an area of law to a client, but it is more impressive if you have a good command of that information and you can break it down so that the client can understand what is being said, what is pertinent to their case. 8, you want an attorney who is going to stay current on the law and remain knowledgeable in that area of law. The law is a jealous mistress, and the law is ever so jealous in the area of employee benefits advocacy. A whole section of the law can suddenly change because of one Supreme Court decision. So it's very important for an employee benefit advocate to stay abreast of the law and remain knowledgeable on a regular weekly basis, knowing where the law is on various areas. That's hard to do if you're going to practice in 10 or 20 different areas. Next, number 9, the attorney needs to seek the best for the client. Now, every now and then in this area of law, there can be what is best for the attorney and what is best for the client. And the attorney needs to be perfectly willing to lay aside what is best for the attorney and move forward with going with what is best for the client. For example, if a client is destitute and a client really wants to resolve their case, short of taking it the distance and getting a judicial determination, and perhaps it's a strong case and the attorney feels very much that there's a chance at being able to obtain attorney's fees and being able to obtain all the benefits necessary, and yet the client wants to resolve the case sooner than the timeline that will be involved in doing that. The attorney should inform the client of the options very thoroughly, but then the attorney should seek to do what is best for that client. And then 10, last, the attorney needs to not just have book smarts in the area of employee benefit advocacy, but also strategic smarts, experience smarts, knowing what strategies to employ. That's very critical, and that sets apart many attorneys in the area of employee benefit advocacy.